right. Good morning, everyone. This is the Mind Body Soldier prayer call and discussion where we're doing still the power of the praying parent. Today we are on chapter 11, following truth and rejecting lies. This was interesting for me personally to read through. One, I don't have kids yet, so I don't have that experience. But looking back on my childhood, I was very much a rule follower. So there was very little occurrences that I would try to get away with things. There's really only one that would come to mind with me, and it was my dad didn't want me to go over this one particular day to our neighbor's house to play. And I was like, but I did all my stuff. And I was like, I don't understand his reasoning, like in my head. And it's like, I'm just going to sneak over there. And I was like halfway in the middle of quietly opening the front door. My dad came out of his room, which is like right at the top of the stairs that looks down at the front door. And he saw, hey, where are you going? And I was like, oh, shoot. Just like froze in place. And like closed the door back again. But really that was like, I don't know, at least that sticks out to me. That's like my defining like moment of defiance, if you will.
I was actually wondering how you were reading this, because obviously you're not a parent yet, but what perspective you were taking on it, because I know you're reading alongside us. And it's funny that you say that, you're looking back on your childhood, because that's all these stories. I'm like, oh, that was me. Oh, I did that. Yeah. Oh God, my kids are just like me. This is frightening. I'm so glad that we're doing this, because even to go back like a few days with their relationships, like praying over relationships, because Jackson and Emmett, and I've said this since day one, maintaining good family relationships, chapter 7. I've said it since day one. They've been arch nemesis since they've been born. And I think the competition of my love, and it was just me and Jackson, and then it was me, Jackson, and Emmett, but I was in a bad place when I had Emmett, just mentally. And so I really feel like they've always fought for my attention and love. And I know that's a lot of children, but I never even considered praying over their relationship ever, in which it it absolutely mirrors the relationship me and my older sister had growing up. We were best friends, but always together. We were always together, but we fought like crazy people, like constantly physically beat the crap out of each other. And I'm like, God, why does it have to be like that? And I know hereditary curses can be passed down and things like that. But it's funny, as we sit and read through this, a lot of it is coming back to our childhood. And like with lying, I never lied ever, or maybe once. I don't remember lying at all, because I hated lying, because my older sister lied all the time. And so she was getting like away with stuff and then getting caught. And it was so like, I was like, you don't even know if this is the truth anymore. Like, you're spiraling. Right. And it's funny, because even though I didn't lie, I was roped in as a liar because she lied. It was like, well, she lied, so you're a liar too. And I wasn't, and I know in my heart I wasn't, and I'm not. I can't tell a lie to save my life, and I'm really glad I went that path. It's like horrible, but it's funny, because I'll still be in some situations with my parents per se, and they'll ask me a question, and I tell the straight truth, but they look at me with that face, and I'm like, why are you? I'm a 30, almost 5-year-old woman. Why are you looking at me like I would lie to you? And so I think that's something that for our children too is teaching them. Jude, I'm on the prayer call right now. So what did I ask you to do? You can get dressed. Do you want to get dressed for the beach? Okay. Did you put your clothes away in your drawer? Okay, go do that. He's 4 and he's on a lying stage right now. So it's really difficult. And I was trying to remember when the lies start, the little white lies that she talked about in this chapter. Mm-hmm. And it's 4. It's 4 because then the more they start to get away with, the bigger they push the lies, and so they can be cute, you're like, oh, that's really cute, he's being silly. It's like, no, he's trying to see what he can get away with. Did you do it? Yes, I go check, and he didn't. Well, he lied. And if you don't stop, then it can result, like my oldest, thank God for Brian. He doesn't tolerate lying at all, and nor do I, but he's more threatening because he's a male. Like, it just is. Like, he raises his voice. I can scream my head off, which I hate doing, and nobody hears me. It's like hello. I feel like I'm in a glass case of emotion. And they don't hear me, but my husband will just like raise his voice a notch and just, everybody listens. I'm like, great. So lying from day one for us has never been tolerated in our home. But 4 is when it starts. 4, because 3, they're really cute and they're learning. I feel like they're figuring it all out. Well, like younger than that, but 3, they're really seeing what buttons they can push. 4 is when they're deliberately lying. 3, they don't really understand the concept of a lie. 4, they still might not understand the concept, but I loved how she went over and described, like, when you lie, you unite yourself with Satan. And I've never described that to my children like that, and why you would not want to lie, what that makes your life look like. So this chapter for me was eye-opening, because not only of, you know, what I can do to help teach them about it, because, you know, when you're like, lying's wrong. Okay, well, so isn't not putting my laundry away, but I don't feel like it. Like, it doesn't make a massive difference in their lives because they don't understand the gravity of the situation.
Yeah.
But when you say you're uniting with Satan, and when you go down that path, it will destroy your life, and you don't realize it. And it is a massive, has a massive effect on your life. But like she said, if you don't stop at the small white lies when they're little, they'll keep snowballing to the point where I know people that they lie so much that they don't even know, and it's sad. And I'm going to pray over them with this, because it's now that I realize, obviously, how it's sad that it took me to read this page to realize how it is uniting with Satan. And obviously I know that, but there are people in my life that I love, but they lie so much, they can't keep up with their lies. But I remember when it started as a child, because it did start when we were children, and it just wasn't taken captive, and we didn't see the severity of the lie. It was like, it's just a little white lie. Like you said, I just want to go to my friend's house. And I just, like, it starts so small, but it grows and grows and grows as we grow. And then it consumes us. It consumes our life. We can't keep up. We're lying to this person to keep up with this person. And you're like, and you want to trust them, but you're like, I don't know what you're saying. I love you so much, but there is zero trust in anything that comes out of your mouth. And that's the last thing I want for my kids.
Right. And the line that I really liked and underlined was the lies are the foundational for all other evil acts. Every sin or crime begins with someone believing or speaking a lie. And I've never really thought about it quite in that way. But like, yeah, actually, that's very true.
Yeah. And it seems so small. You're like, really? But absolutely. And that's frightening. I mean, yeah, we're told to love God, but we're also told to fear God. And I am scared to lie. Like, I was scared of my parents to lie way back when. Imagine if we looked at it as the actual picture that it is disappointing and, you know, going against God. We're literally going against the Creator with a lie. It's simple. No, it's not. It opens the door to allow Satan to bond himself with you so that he can consume your life. Mm-hmm. So that he can lie over here, just, you know, to get a little bit more money and a job, lie over here to, you know, win that person over that you really want to be friends with, lie over here. And then next thing you know, you have no idea who you are. You have no idea what your purpose is. And you can't dig yourself out of this hole that you've gotten so deep into of lies. And you're consumed by it. And then lies lead to other things. And it's frightening, truly. So I really like this chapter because it was like, oh my God, I got to talk to my kids right now. And when they're a captive audience, I find that my children, when they're buckled down into their seats in the car, that's a very captive audience because they're trapped. Otherwise, they're running around. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll go here. And on the way, we're going to talk about this. So today, that's what we're going to talk about.
That's a good point. It's always good to find those spaces and those times that work for you as a family to talk about things like that. Like for us, we pretty much every night we would sit down for dinner together. That was like a priority that my parents set for us. And so that was like our time, because in the cars, like my dad would get home later than we would after like school and sports and all that. But yeah, if you have that time and you're all sitting and strapped into your seatbelts.
Strapped in. They have to be strapped in. I don't know if it's just a boy thing because I don't have girls, but it is very helpful for parents of boys. Put them in a car and it's safe. You can't tie them up in your house because it's probably illegal. Yeah. If they're in a seatbelt or in a car seat, it's like tying them up, and therefore they're going to listen. And if you make it more of talking at them, but with them and asking questions, I feel like I get more engagement. Like, hey, when was the last time, let's talk about lying, because it's a serious issue. And as Jude, I'm honestly going to use him as a scapegoat. As Jude gets older, he's going to start to lie, and we all need to recognize lies together and point out the truth and realize why lying is so bad. And when can you remember last time you told a lie? Do you remember what happened, what the consequences were? How did you feel? And then after, mistakes are made. I've made mistakes before. So what do we do after we make a mistake? We ask God for forgiveness. And when we ask him for forgiveness, it's forgiven. And so we ask him to remove that feeling from us, of that icky feeling that's left behind, because he has forgiven us, but that icky feeling can remain behind if we don't allow him to take it, if we still hang on to it. So if we ask him to, and then we ask him to fill us with what he always intended for us, where it's fruit of the Spirit. So it's, the conversation can be it'll probably be identical to that, really short and sweet, and then we'll jam out on the way to the beach. So it's like, I think we forget that these giant topics can be broken down into a simple conversation with kids. They don't need everything at once. They need continuous seeds planted regularly, just to have them start to open those boxes so they can ask the questions. Well, remember we talked about this? What would it look like if it played out over here? How does that do? Or Mom, did you see that? Remember we talked about it? They're just not, talking to kids is so much easier than talking to adults, because they have questions, but their questions are, they're not combative.
Mm-hmm.
They are truly inquisitive, and it's actually joyous to have those conversations. And when you talk to a child and you don't know the answer, you say, I don't know, let's go look it up. If you talk to an adult and you don't know the answer, guess what? They're going to tell you what they think the answer is.
Right.
It is exhausting.
I think that's a good reminder for us to just approach conversations like that, even though it's difficult because not everyone has that mindset or comes at it with that perspective.
Yeah.
But just that like curiosity lens and being okay with not knowing the answer right away.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's the truth. That's what most people are going through, and some people are just better at BSing an answer than others are.
Oh, absolutely. And I can BS a BSer. That's what I'm really good at. But then I'm like, what's the point? Like Brian was saying something, and we're getting ready to redo a house and all this stuff, and he's like, yeah, have you ever done this before? I'm like, no, but I obviously know how to do it. I watch HGTV. And he was like, okay, I'm sorry that I wanted to teach you it. And I was like, oh, that's so insulted. And I was like, I know nothing. I don't even know how, there's going to be a spray gun. I've never used a paint sprayer.
I'm so jealous.
There's tools. I have no idea what they are. I don't need his advice. What? Okay, remove the pride, because I have no idea how to do any of it. I'm not crafty. I'm not hands-on when it comes to building and stuff. I have zero interest in it, but I want to be closer to him. And so therefore, we're going to have a lot of family projects that could go down the tubes or be great or whatever. But I didn't want to hear about it 2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm not doing a single thing. I'm uninterested. And I was like, I have an opportunity to find a way into my husband's heart that I've never been in before. And because I don't feel like it, that's pretty crappy.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah, we'll follow along. Don't worry. I'll take tons of pictures. I just don't want to jinx anything until we actually close next Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let's end with this prayer in here. All right. Lord, I pray that you fill our children with your spirit of truth. Give them a heart that loves truth and follows after it, rejecting all lies as a manifestation of the enemy. Flush out anything in them that would entertain a lying spirit, and cleanse them from any death that has crept in as a result of lies they may have spoken or thought. Help them to understand that every lie gives the devil a piece of their heart, and into the hole that's left comes confusion, death, and separation from your presence. Deliver them from any lying spirit. I pray that they not be blinded or deceived, but always be able to clearly understand your truth. I pray that they will never be able to get away with lying and that all lies will come to light and be exposed. If they lie, may they be so miserable that confession and its consequences will seem like a relief. Help me to teach them what it means to lie and effectively discipline them when they test that principle. Your word says that when He, the Spirit of truth, has come, He will guide you into all truth. I pray that your Spirit of truth will guide them into all truth. May they never be people who give place to lies, but rather people of integrity who follow hard after the Spirit of truth. Lord, I offer this time up to you, and I thank you for this time of connection for us and this time of reflection and growth so that we may prepare ourselves even better in your foundation of truth. So we can pass that on to our kids that we have now and will have in the future. I ask that you guide us and protect us in this process as we learn ourselves and are able to spread that learning and spread your love and your light of truth onto the children around us. Jack, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, Lord, I just want to, again, like Michelle said, thank you for this time and connection. It's been a while since I've been able to be on a prayer call, but now that we're home and it's just going to get crazier, but I truly, truly need this in my life. And I know that so many other women do as well, Lord. I just pray over our Mind Body Soldier tribe. And I pray over moving forward that more people will come and ask us to help them, guide them on their path and their journey with you, ask the tough questions, ask the simple questions that they feel inadequate to ask, but God, give them the confidence in you to just come forward and build this tribe with us and this nation. And just that so many things are changing, so many things are up in the air, but we know that the one solid foundational truth is that you are our creator, you are in control, and that we just continue to love you and share that love and light with everyone. And just remind us to take captive of our thoughts, but also, Lord, to know when to speak and to know when to be quiet and be still, to not condemn people, but instead to just allow them to come to us, Lord, and remind us again to just be quiet, zip the lips when we need to, and listen to their words with your heart, not ours, because as much as we want to say we are capable, we are nothing without you, God. So I just pray over our tribe that it continues to grow, that our purpose for Mind Body Soldier continues to shine through. I pray over the women's retreat that we have in September, that whatever is meant to be will be. But Lord, for some reason, I was skeptical of everything, and I got back to Florida, and it just reminded me how much we do need this, and what it's going to look like is going to be your way, not ours. So just continue to have your hand in that, have in your hand on us, so we open our eyes to your way of doing things, not ours. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Awesome. Oh yeah, you guys get your workout.
Yes. So join us. We're here at 9:30 for prayer call that's Eastern time, Monday through Saturday, and we would love to have you join us. And we are out.
All right, bye.